Oh, it's back. The season, baseball, games that count, days away. John and Jim with you on the wrap up show. Roster crunch season before the real season starts Thursday. We've got all the details for you here on the wrap up show in 2025. John and Jim with you. Make your way in. Subscribe. All right. The season is here. 2025 is here. There's a lot to get into tonight. Bench, bullpen, fourth and fifth spots in the rotation. And Atlanta in San Diego on Thursday to start a 4-game series. So subscribe. You're on content for baseball and Padres fans. If you have not subscribed to this channel, and we do this in season and out of season.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Right, Jim? What are you doing?
Right.
We have to get to 10K subs this year, like this season. We're over 8,000. We need your help. So if you haven't subscribed, please do that. You're on content for Padres fans. Smash the like button for us. Follow us on X. Appreciate your support of the channel. We really do. If you click the $ below the chat box, that's a super chat. We'll get to all of your super chats on screen live here tonight. If you're here on replay, we appreciate the super thanks. But if you want to support our work, if you want to make sure we get your comment, if you want to control the direction of the conversation, click the $ below the chat box and we'll get to it. If you want to become a member, you can click the join button down below. Truly days away, Jim, and Yu Darvish is out. That's the bad news. It is concerning. We'll see how concerning based on how long he is out. That leaves 2 spots open in this rotation. We'll get into this bench, which seems to be severely lacking. They still need to finalize their bullpen as well. But the Padres are making their way for San Diego within the next 24 to 36 hours, and then baseball is back on Thursday afternoon.
You were gone.
I was. I've been gone for like a month.
Yeah, do you remember how to do this?
What's the ball? Is it baseball? Neat. Is it orange?
Right. We have not talked, or you have not talked much about the Yu Darvish injury. Elbow inflammation. He's going to be on the IL to start the season. Not really much else than that. But for a 38-year-old pitcher, that's not what you want to see to start the season. Anytime this team mentions a pitcher having elbow anything, you get scared. So, we almost made it. We literally were days away from making it to opening day without any like major injuries or major storylines where it could potentially, snowball a little bit here to start their season. But again, that's not real life. Things always happen. And Yu Darvish now, who knows when we see him again?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a concern. Like, how much of a concern is based on the next time we see him. Like, I would start it as a concern, and I could be overly concerned real quick. Like, we're only one tweet away from it's a massive issue, right? We're one press release away. We're one Mike Schilt press conference away. By the way, just real quick there, not to spend the whole show on it, a class act by Mike Schilt mentioning Bryce Miller, the outstanding columnist for the UT who passed away at the age of 56 due to cancer this past weekend. For Mike Schilt to take time out of his daily meeting with the media and mention Bryce, I thought was overly gracious of Mike. And we're super critical is the wrong word with Schilt. We have so much fun with him because he's just an absolute joy when it comes to like covering.
He's a character.
He creates so much content, but
he's a character.
For Mike Schilt to do that, we had Bryce Miller truly on the show over the 3 years we've done John and Jim 50 times.
A lot.
Yeah. Probably 40 times, something like that. 10 times a year for 3 years, maybe more. So, I mean, it's a huge loss, obviously, but for Mike Schilt to take time out of his day to mention Bryce Miller and share his condolences and send those, I thought was a class act from Mike Schilt, because you don't necessarily always hear that from a manager, but that was very gracious of Schilt to do.
Did you see, there may be other athletes, but Wayne McKinney, did you see what he posted?
I did. I retweeted that. I did.
Yeah. So, yeah, I always hate talking about these things because, I mean, yeah, F cancer, Juan, just F it all the way.
Bryce Miller wrote about Wayne McKinney having non-Hodgkin's lymphoma before Bryce Miller had cancer. I believe that's accurate.
Yeah, and this was bladder cancer for Bryce.
Yeah, so like Bryce Miller did a really good job of sharing that humanistic side of San Diego athletes for about 10 years. He spent about 10 years in San Diego. He wrote
only 56, which is just
like super young, man. I mean, I'm 44.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it can happen to anyone. We know that that's a possibility. You should take nothing for granted. Yeah, it's super sad. It's super sad. So, not to spend the entirety of the show there, but if you knew Bryce Miller, I think there was a GoFundMe for his family going on at some point as well. But yeah, super sad. Back to the Padres, if we can. The thing with Darvish is it's a concern, and if something comes out of it, like if you're going to go the full year with Stephen Kolek and Randy Vasquez and Kyle Hart, two of those guys starting, making 30 starts, I mean, that's obviously a huge concern. If Yu Darvish comes back and misses 10 days or 20 days and makes 28 starts or 30 starts, of course you can absolutely live with it. But yeah, if Darvish is out for a good portion, Jim, and you got to find spots 4 and 5 in your rotation, that's a big difference from finding, the 5th spot in your rotation.
Here's my positive outlook on this. All right. Let me just pull this up here. You can actually probably see. Can you pull up Yu Darvish last year? How many starts he made for this team?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he threw 100 innings. So it was 18, maybe.
Okay, 18. So my positive outlook is the team won 93 games last year with Yu Darvish only appearing in 16 regular season games.
He he threw 81 innings. Even what's the math on that? 32, 64. He averaged 5 innings per outing in 16 starts.
And obviously he missed time last year because of personal reasons. It wasn't because of an injury. He came back and he pitched great. I mean, he was their best pitcher in the postseason, other than probably Michael King. He was great in that Dodger series. But the positive takeaway is like, yes, you obviously want Yu Darvish for the full season, 26 to 30 starts from him, but you didn't have him really much all of last year. He gave you 80 innings, 16 starts, and you still won 93 games. I would be way more concerned. Don't get me wrong, I'm still concerned. I'd be way more concerned if this was to Cease or King. Those were the workhorses of this rotation. Those are the most important pieces of this rotation. If those guys get injured, now we're looking at some problems. And also, having Nick Pivetta really helps as well. Because, last year it was just King and Cease, sprinkled in some Darvish, sprinkled in some Musgrove. And then you had, a rotation of Waldron and Vasquez pitching. Hey, did you know Vasquez had 20 starts last year?
Right.
And Matt Waldron, just a revolving door there, right? And they still won 93 games. So it's a loss. Hopefully he's not out too long. Hopefully this is just precautionary, right? But yeah, definitely not the way you want to start your season if you're Yu Darvish.
I mean, to me, and your point's spot on. I mean, you're right. They only had Darvish for 80-something innings. They only had Musgrove for 100 innings. And they've added Pivetta, so it's a good point. But let's be clear. This is way more important than anything else we'll talk about tonight. Their bench, their 8th reliever, right? Or who's going to occupy spots 4 and 5 in their rotation. Yu Darvish is way more important than Yuli Gurriel making this team. And he's more important, likely, than Jose Iglesias coming off their bench, in my opinion. Like the bench, we'll get into it, and it's interesting, and it's curious, and it's not overly flattering from a Padres perspective. Martin Maldonado, whatever. To me, if Yu Darvish is healthy and makes 30 starts and pitches like he did 3 years ago, that's so much more impactful than if Martin Maldonado hits 180 or 220, or if your second catcher is Luis Campusano or Martin Maldonado. You know what I mean? I just feel like Darvish is the most important part of the equation that we're talking about right now. They're all important. Obviously, if you didn't have Manny, if you didn't have King, et cetera. But I'm saying in terms of what we know right now, Darvish is way more important than Gavin Sheets making this team, in my opinion.
Yes, I 100% agree with that. But I also am not going to sit here and expect Yu Darvish, and it probably was foolish to have me even expect him to give you 26 to 30 starts this year.
Right.
I mean, he's not 28, he's 38. He's closer to 40. And I think expecting that much out of a almost 40-year-old pitcher who has pitched half of his life, probably unrealistic, honestly. And a guy also that didn't pitch much last year, as you saw, like he, 80 innings, 16 starts. Now he was fresh in the postseason, but again, I just for the regular season, I don't know if I should expect that much out of Darvish and just kind of look at it like whatever he can give this team this year, you just take as gravy. Now you hope it's more than 16 starts, but if it's 16 starts, it's 16 starts. That just means that the other guys in the rotation have to stay healthy and step up,
Yeah, so let's talk about some of this like roster crunch that's going on, which happens with every team every year when you break camp. So, the one thing I would say about where the Padres are today compared to, like you said, this 93 win team they had a year ago that dealt with starting pitching injuries as well, is this bench is going to be asked to do a lot to get anywhere near what they got last year from a productivity perspective from guys like Donovan Solano and whomever else, right? There were so many guys that played a significant role that came off their bench. I mean, shoot, Kyle Higashioka, did we know he was going to be the player that he was? He was a starter, but no, nobody knew. But you look at Martin Maldonado and Yuli Gurriel, and then Gavin Sheets, who had a great spring, but has never done anything in the big leagues ever in his career. Now, Jose Iglesias had a really good year. So hopefully he serves a big role for this team. Maybe he starts a lot for this team. And then they're looking for that fifth spot off their bench, and we can get into that. But, I mean, that leaves a lot to be desired, doesn't it? I mean, even if Iglesias hits, because the other three aren't going to, in my opinion. I mean, Sheets has to prove it in the big leagues. Maldonado, I mean, hit. Forget about hitting. I mean, can he hit 180? So, I mean, there's some big-time question marks, Jim, with that bench. Again, is it the end-all, be-all without double switches in the National League? Are these guys going to make 100 starts? I wouldn't think so. But it matters. It absolutely matters. I promise you that.
Oh, and by the way, there's still one more bench piece to add with probably Tyler Wade, leading the charge.
Is it? That's my question. I mean, is it Wade? Is it Connor Joe? Is it what about Eggy Rosario? Is it Brandon Lockridge?
I mean, yeah. I mean, any one of those guys. I'm just like, everybody loves Tyler Wade in that clubhouse. He's like the greatest teammate ever. And I'm not joking. You have heard players actually say he is the greatest teammate they've ever had. Okay. Connor Joe has options. Eggy does not. Brandon Lockridge, I think he might have options, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know.
I texted you this, and I haven't looked in depth, but of all the contending teams in baseball this year, do the Padres have the worst bench of any contender in baseball?
I mean, I truthfully don't know, but I do know this is what happens when you get into issues with like money. You know what I mean? Like when you when you've spent a lot of your money on your like starters, and then it's like, I mean, think about what's the math on the dollars for that bench?
Well, not Eggy.
Nothing.
You got Jose Iglesias, $3 million.
That's three.
I think Yuli Gurriel is $1 million.
One. So that's four.
If Tyler Wade made it, that's $1 million.
Yes, that's five.
Martin Maldonado,
one. That's six.
And then Gavin Sheets is less than one.
So that's $7 million with five players. That's $1.4 million per player. That's nothing. I mean, again, this is an organization that let Kyle Higashioka walk for 5.5 a year.
No, I think it was 3.5 a year, right?
No way.
I think he got a multi-year deal for.
It was 3.5 per year.
It was?
I don't think so. I thought Higgy was making like 5 to 6 per year. Am I wrong?
Maybe. I mean, I don't
2 years, 12, 13, 14?
Oh, it's 5. Yeah. He signed a 2-year, $13.5 million. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. So that's actually half decent money. But you get my point. I'm saying you're letting players walk for 6 to go sign players for 1 or 2. And that was always going to be an issue. I mean, we talked about that all offseason. Like, oh, they have money. But do they? Because you look at these signings, the Connor Joes and the Jason Haywards and the Jose Iglesias and the Martin Maldonados, they don't have money.
Mhm.
I mean, they've used their money. They've used their money, but they don't have all this like leftover, right? If they had it, they would spend it. And Kyle Higashioka would be here and Jerkson Profar would be here, is how I see it.
Like I don't want to like get over dramatic about the 24th through 26th man on this team.
Yeah, that's kind of my thought too.
But I mean, seriously, like this is the best. This is the best you could do. I mean, there is probably prop bets out there for how long until Yuli Gurriel gets released. Like, I would be utterly shocked if Gurriel makes it to the entire season, because that would mean he needs to perform. I just don't see it. I mean, the guy the last 3 years has been awful. And by the way, we haven't even mentioned he's on the bench. He's a freaking starter. It's Jason Hayward. He's had a awful spring training. Yet every time we talk to Kevin's like, "That's fine."
I don't care until I care. You know what I mean? If he has an awful spring, I don't care. But he better damn hit. You know, I mean, we're gonna look up in the middle of April, and if he's hitting 140, 50 ABs into his season, that's when it's going to be a concern to me. I mean, I'll trust it until I. What other choice do we have? I'm with you. I mean, I understand the point. Hayward also hasn't hit, and is coming off a bad year, and is old.
Like speaking of being old, I saw this on Twitter, and I forget who said it. They make a great point. This team got old real fast.
It's got to be one of the older teams in baseball.
They are old. Besides Jackson Merrill and Tatis, everybody is old in their 30s. Am I right? Everybody other than Tatis and Merrill, and like Gavin Sheets is 28 years old, but still, like, that matter. They're old.
They are. I just like King's not 30.
Yeah, he is, right?
No, he's 29.
I thought he turned 30, or he's going to.
He'll turn 30 in May.
Okay.
And Cease, is he 30?
I think he's like 29.
He's 29. So I mean, your point's valid. I mean, it's a lot of 29-plus-year-olds. Guys like Stephen Kolek or something. I mean, there's some guys that are younger, but
they don't have this young. like young talent, other than Merrill and Tatis, right? But having
Are you noticing his 20s is a rise? But again, he's only under contract for 1 year.
Yeah. But Iglesias, Gurriel, Martin Maldonado.
They're old, dude.
I mean, you got a 40-year-old, a 38-year-old, and a 36-year-old, I think. 37 in Iglesias.
Yeah, they're not young.
One of those guys, by the way, too, is going to have to pop. Like, you're going to need one of those guys to step up.
Well, honestly, one of them probably will. I already can see the tweet. Hey, Ben, if you're here, I already see the opening day. Maldonado rips a double down the left field line. Everything's fine tweet. Or Hayward walks and
he goes 2 for 3 in the opener.
Yeah, it's like, but what we need to see is when you're 30 games into the year, what does it look like? You know, what
you're
is
50 games into the year? What does it look like?
Right. But I mean, 30 games in, whatever the sample size is, like, is it working or not? Well, no. I mean, you'll have a feel in May for what bench pieces have worked, what starters have worked out or not. And I'm with you. I think like you don't have forever on Yuli Gurriel. He's in his 40s, so you're not going to wait forever if it doesn't work. It's the same thing with Jose Iglesias. Okay, he makes the major league team. You owe him $3 million, but he's going to have to perform to stay here all year. All these guys will. Would
you rather, for a year that is like, we can't express how important this year is, guys. I mean, this is such an important year for so many reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But would you rather, John, in a year as important as this, have that, old veteran bench, or would you rather have maybe some younger guys with more upside, not the time in the big leagues like the other vets would have, but guys like Eggy Rosario and Tirso Ornelas and Gavin Sheets and like or Yuli freaking Gurriel or like Campusano, right? Like, what would you rather have? The old guys that have really frankly sucked for the last 3 years, 4 years, or guys that are younger that maybe haven't popped yet, but still give you, something there.
Yeah, I don't think they need veterans on this team.
I don't
Like
think so
the
either.
veterans on this team are Machado and Machado,
Bogarts.
Tatis is a big league veteran. It's his 7th year.
Right.
So like they're not lacking. Like, man, if we just had some experience, if we could just bring someone in to center this clubhouse, like that shouldn't be their goal. And
This
by
is
the way,
Nelson Cruz thing.
Tyler Wade should not make this team because he's good in the clubhouse.
No.
Like, sorry, that you're not making this team because you're good in the clubhouse. Slot ain't easy. Thank you for the first super of the night, guys. If you are here, subscribe. All right, baseball season is back. Padres play in less than 4 days, so please subscribe. You're on content for you, and thank you for the supers. Just click the $sign below the chat box. I don't even know what this means, but thank you for the super. Darvish is trying banana peel on his arm.
How are you know what? I'm not even going to say it because, of course, you'd be the one person on this planet right now that has no idea what that means.
I have no. What does that mean?
Oh my God. You have not seen the morning routine?
Excuse me?
You know,
I've watched 48 NCAA tournament games. No, more because I watched the first 4. I've watched 52 NCAA tournament games over the last 6 days.
That's great. So there's a video on Twitter, and it's somebody posted a video of this guy named Ashton Hall, and he's like a social media influencer slash fitness coach, right? And his videos are like ridiculous. And some account that does have a lot of followers posted the morning routine, and it's this guy, and it's his morning routine, and it is fucking ridiculous.
Oh, you quote tweeted something, but I didn't.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah,
because I didn't care.
And it's the most viewed video in the history of the platform.
Of what
it
platform?
Has X or Twitter, I guess.
Okay.
It has almost 600 million views for this one stupid video.
And it's what this guy does for his routine.
Yeah, he like it's so ridiculous. He wakes up at and he's jacked. I mean, this dude is yoked, and is like wake up at 3:30 in the morning, and then like go outside and do some meditation. And
who cares? Who is this guy?
It's so funny. It's so funny because then he has people like he sticks his head in like a bowl of water, and it's not just water. It's like special like sparkling water. It's like, oh my God. It's just, you have to watch the video to understand it. And he
just show it to me tomorrow.
And then he eats a banana and then wipes the banana peel on his face.
Why?
What? What the fuck?
Maybe it works then. Maybe Darvish should do it, dude.
I mean, it's so funny because the water. I went to the store tonight and I saw the water at the store. Do you see my tweet?
I don't care, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
Saratoga still water or sparkling water? I know you
really don't know what you're talking about.
Of course,
why did you buy it? If it's such a big deal, why is it available in the store? If it's such a sensation.
Well, if you look on Amazon right now, the prices have gone like way up for this fucking water. So serious.
All right, let's get back to this conversation in a moment. We do want to thank our title sponsor here on the wrap-up show, Mark Nimitz. Without Mark, there's no commentary on banana peels and morning routine. There's no John and Jim. So listen, if you have any insurance need, we've been telling you about Mark for 4 years. If you have any insurance need, let Mark take care of you. I've had a homeowner's, life insurance, earthquake insurance policy through Mark. Those are 3 different policies for years. In 2022, I had to file a claim. We had a flood in my place. He took care of everything, saved us so much time and money. He does auto, he does home, he does renters, he does whatever you need. And he's a lifelong San Diegan, and he's a lifelong Padres fan. And he supports this channel. He's been our title sponsor. This channel probably never gets off the ground without Mark. So click the link in the description down below. You can get to his website. You see it on screen. Free quotes online or free quotes by calling Mark. He'll talk about the Padres. He loves the Padres. And he's so excited for the start of the season. So if you want to save money, but more importantly, if you're looking for an insurance agent with great service and communication, you can take that from us. Make sure to get in contact with Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance.
Yeah, all his information is on that ticker below as you see it. Mark Nimitz is the title sponsor of the wrap-up show. All the information is on the ticker below. When you reach out to Mark, let him know that John and Jim from the wrap-up show sent you.
Do we have a feel for this rotation in terms of or like probables? Is it King, Cease, Pavetta, or what are they doing with this Braves series?
Because you were watching 750
I've watched 52 games, only one of which was really compelling.
Good. Well, Mike Schilt has announced the rotation. It is King, Cease, TBD, Pavetta, TBD.
King, Cease, TBD, Pavetta, TBD.
So let me just pull it. Yeah, it's
I like that.
AJ Caswell said Mike Schilt confirmed Dylan Cease is the Padres game 2 starter. Nick Pavetta, meanwhile, is staying in Peoria to start a minors game Tuesday, which could line him up to pitch Sunday Night Baseball. The rotation's looking like King, Cease, TBD, Pavetta, TBD.
So these TBD spots are a combination of Kolek, Vasquez, Hart. Is that correct?
Yes.
Has anyone
Yes.
made the is Kolek is one in a better position than the other two? Is Kolek more assured of a spot?
I would think all three of them are going to make it because I think if Darvish was healthy, 2 of the 3 were going to make it, right? 1 in the bullpen, 1 in the rotation. But from Kevin's article tonight, it's sounding like Vasquez and Hart are more in line to be in the rotation than Kolek, which
so Kolek would be in the bullpen?
Yeah, Kolek's had a much better spring than both those guys. Hart's been nice. Vasquez, Waldron is, I see BCP in the chat there. Waldron's done. I mean, I would be surprised if we see Waldron this year unless something like goes terribly wrong. So, I mean, I don't know. If it's Hart starting on Saturday night, I wouldn't be surprised. If it's Vasquez, I wouldn't be surprised. Kolek, I wouldn't be surprised. 2 of those 3 guys are going to be in the rotation. 1 of them probably in the bullpen, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, this was always my concern was always if you didn't have one of these 4 primary starters, can you cover 2/5 of your starts?
You can cover.
Kolek, Hart, Vasquez,
and it's smart. And you know, it's smart what they're doing, putting Pavetta kind of in the middle of potentially either Hart and
Kolek, not to go back to back where you have. Yeah, I agree. What if you go back to back like 3 inning outings?
Right. So like you need somebody that can give you some innings.
Yeah, completely.
So that's why, if you're wondering why is Pavetta not after Cease, it's because you can't have back-to-back guys that, like you said, could easily blow up and give you back-to-back games with 3 innings pitched and your bullpen is effed.
I'm not concerned with it. To your point, like it's not a concern day 1. It's a concern when you get to day like 51,
right?
And you would have like Darvish unavailable. Like if we look up,
going to be a big part of the start of the season anyway.
Yeah, and their bullpen, I think, hopefully serves as a strength for them. So yeah, I mean, listen, we know what's going to happen from day 1 to day 100. There's going to be all kinds of change. You know, there'll be all kinds of change in their bullpen. Hopefully not that much change in the rotation, but listen, if Cease, King, Pavetta are good, you'll take your chances from there because you already have a good bullpen. You got Cease, King, Pavetta, and then hopefully out of the Kolek, Hart, Vasquez combination, I'm sure one of those pitchers will emerge. I mean, one of those 3 pitchers might have a really good year. Maybe 2 of them will, and it's not a problem. But again, I know that they'd prefer to have Yu Darvish in the rotation. I promise you that. He's kind of a heart and soul piece, would be my guess for AJ Preller. That's, I'm sure, how he looks at it. So get him healthy and hopefully get him back in the rotation at some point sooner rather than later, is what I would say.
Yeah, I think they can manage. I think it just puts more pressure on like a guy like Nick Pavetta to
be good.
Yeah, it puts pressure on King and Cease to have almost identical seasons last year, this year. And hopefully better, right? You know, you can't have one of those guys miss time or have a down year, you know.
Right.
In year 2 of Michael King as a starter, can he improve and grow on that? I think he can. Absolutely. He has the right stuff and the mentality. And I view Michael King as potentially $150 million pitcher.
Right.
Like he's you know, Dylan Cease is a $200 million pitcher. Michael King, potentially $150 million pitcher. Like those are 2 guys at the top of your rotation. They got to act like it. And I think they will in a walk year, of course, right?
Right.
It's just every time I think about it, I'm like, I just want to not ever think about 2026. You know, just like, oh man, there's going to be a big change in 2026.
That's a good point.
We are not in 2026. Thankfully, we are in 2025. So.
Yeah, we'll worry about 2026 and 2026. Kevin also writing tonight that there's likely 1 remaining spot to be filled in their bullpen that hasn't yet been announced, whether it's Logan Gillespie, who he writes as a true long man, or a Rule 5 pick Juan Nunez. And there'll be an 8-man rotation. Alec Jacob has made the club. So 7 of the 8 spots are filled. They still need to fill that 8th spot. So basically, what has to be determined is the 8th bullpen spot, the 4th and 5th starters officially, and the 5th bench spot. That's still 4 spots that have to be determined. Last bullpen, final 2 starters, 1 bench piece. That's based on everything that we know right now, barring some type of move. Things get wonky final days. When like cut day, it could get weird. Again, we've been told these 4 have made the team with the Maldonados and the Sheets that we talked about earlier. So maybe it doesn't get wonky, but someone gets cut, Jim, somewhere else around baseball. There's 29 other teams, and then all of a sudden you make a pickup, and there goes that's your 8th reliever. It's not Logan Gillespie. It's not Juan Nunez. Someone got released from the Cubs, and you pick him up. But that's basically where we are right now.
Well, the thing with Juan Nunez is he's the Rule 5 guy. So if he's not on this team, you lose him, right?
No problem. Who cares?
Exactly.
Trying to win.
I literally will never think of the name Juan Nunez again if he's not on this team.
Yeah, you can't go hide a guy when you're trying to win 93 games.
Does not bother me. I like that Alec Jacob makes the team. I think he can definitely bring some versatility, and he can be an impact in that bullpen. Right now, give me the last bench player on this team. Bullpen, I don't really care, but give me the last bullpen piece, bench piece on this team.
You want me to guess?
Who would you put on the team? Not guess, but who would you put on the team?
I would put Eggy on the team because he can hit. I would put Eggy Rosario on the team because I think he's got pop in his bat. And yes, I get it. Tyler Wade's like a master of none, but I don't want a master of none. I want a guy that can hit a little bit, that has some upside, that's relatively young, even though he's been in the organization for 100 years. So I'd put Eggy. I don't care if Brandon Lockridge can run. I don't care. It's April 5th. I'm trying to steal second to get a tying run and score. No. Now, do I need a defensive outfielder because I have Jason Hayward as 100? No, I really don't. I'd rather have to pop off my bat. I know what they're going to do. They're not going to – in this hypothetical, they're not going with Eggy. They're going to either go with Lockridge or Wade because of defense and because of speed, and I'm going with Eggy because of bat, because this bench has absolutely no pop, none, zip, zero, zilch.
Yep, 100%. I would put Eggy on the team. I would have put Eggy on the team in the first place. I would not have put Martin Maldonado on this team. I think you have now fully lost Campy. What an indictment on Luis Campusano that you can't beat out Martin Maldonado.
Yeah, just trade him or something at this point.
It's done. Put
him in a new organization.
It's done with him. If he's not going to make this team, don't put him in the minors. You've lost him. You already released Brett Sullivan the other day. So I'm sorry. The catching spot with this team could be awful.
Could be awful.
Watch the first week. They have 2 walk-offs,
5 home runs.
Yeah. So I would have, with what they have on this, with what they have in this organization, I would have had Jose Iglesias. I would have had Eggy Rosario. I would have had Gavin Sheets. I would have had Campy. And I think I would have put Connor Joe. Now, it's not the best defensive bench, right? To your point, right? Having Brandon Lockridge or Tyler Wade, guys that can play multiple positions. But, Jason Hayward
defense. That's what they're going to do.
But here's the thing: are you replacing Jason Hayward late in games for defense? No, you're keeping him out there because of his defense.
Guys, let's be honest with each other. Jim, we watch all these games. How often April 9th you're like, man, I got to get my defensive replacement in there, cut down that run at home? It never happens. What are the odds that it actually plays out that way? It happens in 2 games a year.
So I definitely think that the bench could be a major weakness of the team. I don't like that Yuli Gurriel's on this team. I don't like Martin Maldonado on this team. And if Tyler Wade makes the team, I also would not like that as well. 3 just automatic outs on your bench. Gurriel's not going to ever play defense for you. Tyler Wade can play multiple positions, whatever. Okay, can't hit worth a lick. And Martin Maldonado, even though Schulte thinks he has the same IQ as Yadier Molina, the guy is a walking black hole when it comes to his bat. And defensively, I'm going to have to see it because last year defensively was awful.
Yeah, I mean, 7-8-9 is a problem heading into the year. Like until it's not a problem in their lineup, they better get a lot of production off the top half of their lineup. And you've heard me say this before, and we all understand how baseball works. There's going to be nights where Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis Jr. are both 0 for 3 with a walk, right? Have we seen
And Jackson Merrill
before? It's happened. It's happened. Guys have gone. They don't get hits all the games. Like it's a rarity, right? To get a hit like 10 straight games is a rarity, right?
Mm-hmm.
So especially in today's baseball. So when you have a day where it's two guys that, like, where are you getting your offense from? The day that Machado's 0 for 3 and the day that Toddy is 1 for 4 with 2 Ks and a single, where is the offense? Is it Xander Bogaerts? Is Jackson Merrill every day going to come through? Is it because it's not going to be in the bottom of your lineup? I wouldn't think. So you're relying even more heavily on Machado, Tatis, Bogaerts, Merrill, Arise. And Arise hits. Arise does get on base. He's not going to go for 4 a lot, hopefully. But he's also not expected to drive in 2 or 3 runs. So that's what I'm curious about. Again, you're going to have days where Machado's got his 2 hits and Toddy's got his 2 hits. No doubt about it. Hopefully a lot of days like that. What happens when they don't? What does this offense look like?
Yeah, a 7-8-9 of Hayward, Gurriel, and like Diaz or Maldonado. Again, is that, like I said, is the Padres bench right now the worst of any contending team in baseball?
Who DHs for the day one? Well, forget it. I don't even care. Lefty, righty, but who DHs against righties?
That would be Gurriel, right?
Ugh. I was hoping you wouldn't say that. I was like, I thought there might be some other plan.
No, I think let me just check here. I think Yuli Gurriel would be the.
He's just your kind of quasi DH until you guys need a half day off.
Yeah, I think against lefties for sure Gurriel. Against righties, Gavin Sheets is going to get right.
Yeah, I think it's probably accurate. I mean, Gavin Sheets.
I don't know if they're going to have Gavin Sheets start on opening day against Chris Sale.
Well, they won't. It won't.
No, sorry.
It would be opposite.
Yeah.
That's what would be Gurriel. Yeah.
Okay, Gurriel. Yeah, I'm thinking.
So Yuli Gurriel, congratulations. Okay. You're going to be forever in the 2025 opening day lineup for the Padres because who else is going to start?
Nobody. They're not going to put. Gurriel's been DH of this team a lot in spring.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be Yuli Gurriel.
Yeah, Jose Iglesias is. Dude. Again, we can't sit here and think that this team is going to go by the way of what Yuli Gurriel and Jason Hayward do and Martin Maldonado, because it's not. They probably will at some point be in situations this year where they're going to have to come through. And
100%.
It probably won't happen often where they do come through. But for me, it's more about like, obviously, Jackson Merrill, Luis Ariz, Tatis, Manny, Bogaerts is I care more about Bogaerts, what he does this year, than anybody else on that bench, because Bogaerts is so key. If you remember the end of last year when AJ Preller had his end of the year presser, he mentioned that they expect this season for Xander Bogaerts to be an all-star. That tells me they need Xander to perform. And if Xander does not perform and continues to play like the way he's played the last 2 seasons, that is a major problem.
Oh, there's a major potential problem with Bogaerts that we will discuss in season, but certainly out of season as well. Like if this isn't the year where it's all put together in a Padres uniform, then you got real issues. But let's see what he does, obviously, first in this Padres uniform. Let's continue the conversation coming up in a moment. We do want to remind you about our friends at Mova Globes, because baseball season is back and you can pick up one of these great keepsakes right now, officially licensed through Major League Baseball, a San Diego company. This technology of these globes automatically spinning with artificial or natural light, like all day long, they're spectacular. This technology invented in Cardiff by the Sea, right here in North County, in San Diego. They have all 30 teams officially licensed. And if you click the link in the description down below, use promo code PWS10. That is PWS10. Padres Wrap-Up Show 10, PWS10. You're going to get 10% off. So you can get 10% off. They have all 30 clubs officially licensed. So you can get all 30 clubs, including the Padres, whatever it is. Make sure to pick them up. Really cool. I mean, great birthday or gift idea. Great.
The Padres one. Click on the Padres one.
Click on it?
Yeah, dude. What are you on?
What do you want me to click on it for?
Just click it. There you go. Maybe that should be the thing that you look up there. There we go.
What are you talking about?
Never mind. Click back.
Yeah, you idiot.
I just wanted to see the Mova Globe. I wanted to see it.
They're on the screen, you moron. We're holding them.
There's not a Padres Mova Globe.
This is a Padres Mova Globe.
But I wanted to see it on the Mova Globe website.
I'm going to punch you.
Do it. Do it.
Promo code. Boom. Watch this.
Boom. Boom, 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 boom.
PWS10. Yeah. Pick these up. Great company.
Make you put a banana peel on your face.
I'm going to put this on your face. PWS10. PWS10. Get 10% off. God, is this season over?
Dude, after the first week, we're going to be like, oh man, here we go. Man.
Here's the thing. If you're with us right now live on replay and you haven't subscribed, and I'm looking at you, okay? Not you. I hope you've subscribed, Jim, to this channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. We're at 8,020 subscribers. Can we pick up another 10 before we get out of here tonight? And by the way, thank you for the supers that are now coming in. Click the $ below the chat box if you support the channel and want to control the direction, have a question, comment, whatever it is. We appreciate it. Click the $ below the chat box. We can get another 10 subscribers right now, live on replay. Let's get to 8,030 with your help, please. Mauricio, appreciate the super chat. He says, another year. Great show, guys. Can't tell if you're cautiously optimistic or realistically pessimistic. I think I'm realistically optimistic. Like, there's a realism in how I feel about this team. I think there's a ceiling here. I don't think this is a magical 98-win team. Like, I just don't. But I'm hoping for a high floor because it's a veteran team that I still think has enough starting pitching, even if Darvish doesn't fully work out here. So I'm going to say high floor, realistically optimistic. I don't think there's an overly high ceiling. And I'm going to say this team wins. I think, again, the floor is probably low 80s, and I think the ceiling is high 80s. That's how I feel about it right this exact moment.
Yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic. I think I'm very cautiously optimistic. Like I know what it took last year to get to 93 wins and kind of just how everything fell into place and things were magical. And yeah, you dealt with some big time injuries to Darvish and Musgrove for sure. But I mean, you had a lot of magical moments last year, a lot of walk-offs, a lot of tons. Game tying home run. I mean, how many times last year did we were like, well, there's another top 10 moment. There's another top 10 moment. I mean, there was like 30 moments last year that could have easily been your, people's top 10. And I'm sure if you ask fans, everybody had a different top 10 for last year's team.
Yeah.
So because of that, I'm just like, you had lightning in a bottle strike with a lot of players, right? A lot of guys that you did not expect to have good seasons had fantastic seasons. So like because of that, and with the core returning and the pieces they still have returning that are really good pieces, and all that, I'm very cautiously optimistic. I do think right now you were to ask me higher or lower than 90 wins. I'd probably go lower, but I would go high 80s. I would go 87, 88. Honestly,
yeah, I think it's fair.
I am pretty. I'm not like overly confident, but I'm pretty confident that this team's going to compete. Like I would be surprised if they don't compete this year. I mean, if they pull a 2023, that would really bum me out. But they're going to compete.
I agree. JD Gaucho, thank you, man, for the super. He says a UC San Diego or SDSU Mova Globe would be a huge hit. I think I've mentioned that with Michael before. Michael, if you're watching, go get the great. Go get the college license, man.
Go get the NIL money.
Get the basketballs. Go get the SDSU basketballs and the UConn basketballs and the UCSD basketballs. Boom. JD Gotcha just made you $5 million.
Partner with Mesa. Let's go.
Boom. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Now you're talking, Jim.
Partner with Aztec Link. Let's go.
Let's go. Eric, thank you for the membership. If you want to become a member.
Oh, thanks, Eric.
Can you gift some memberships here to kick off the season, Jim, or no?
Let me hold on. Can I?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
I know. I know.
With memberships, you get emojis, badges, and we appreciate you. Go to YouTube.
I know. My computer takes forever to load.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. So
Eric, now that you remember, if you go to like your emoji keyboard and in YouTube, you'll see like additional emojis, like Jim's an idiot might be an emoji. I don't know what else is in there.
For some reason I can't.
Someone said get Aura back. You followed the whole Aura dude, obviously, right?
Yeah. What happened? What happened?
Did you do it?
No, I can't. It doesn't. It's not letting me.
Oh, look, Eric, you're an idiot. He just did it, an emoji.
Oh, thank you, Eric. Appreciate it.
But it doesn't say Jim's an idiot. It just says you're an idiot.
Okay.
I think.
Anyway.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate you. Sam, thank you for the super. Says, could we get a wrap-up pre-show routine video?
It's called the John and Jim Show.
Nobody's saying like with banana peels.
Oh, got it.
Dude, over your head, man.
Well, John's going to need to watch the video to understand it.
I'll have to watch the video.
And then even when he watches it, he'll probably click out of it halfway through and he'll be like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
If it doesn't have to do with the portal, I don't care.
God. You gonna be able to sleep tonight? Like because it's portal.
Portal. I don't think it opens at midnight. But
what if it does?
This is interesting, man. Wait, what are we talking about?
Portal and banana peels and Saratoga water.
Okay, can we talk about Thursday for a second? Because we're broadcasting from downtown, but it's not open to like the viewing public, is it?
We are 90% there. 90% there.
No, you told me we were broadcasting downtown.
I did.
I wasn't told with 90%. But does it have our listeners going to be a part of it, or is this a company thing?
Well, we will be available to the public, but we are going to.
What does that mean?
It just wait, John. We'll announce something when we know 100% certainty, probably tomorrow.
All right, what's our plan? Here's the deal. Opening night is actually a day game, right? Thursday.
1:30, yeah.
1:30. We will have a wrap-up show for you, obviously, Thursday night. So we're going to do – Jim said we'll have all the details on John and Jim. So join us tomorrow at 2 p.m. We'll have more details on John and Jim for Thursday, right? 2 to 6, San Diego Sports 760, iHeartRadio app. Subscribe to us on YouTube because we do a 4-hour damn show talking Padres every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I haven't been on that show in like a month and a half. Because
do you remember how to host a show?
No, like I really don't. So join us, John and Jim, tomorrow, and we'll let you know the plans for Thursday. But of course, there's a wrap-up show for you Thursday night, and we've got you covered throughout the course of the season. So subscribe to the wrap-up show. This is where you're going to get your Padres post-game reactions, right? That's what we've done for you for 5. This will be the 6th season.
What are we doing?
I don't know. Like,
how do we have wives?
Think about that. We're both married, and it's not to each other.
Jones was born during the wrap-up show.
Jones was born.
No, he wasn't.
No,
he was born in
March 8th, 2019, the year before the wrap-up show.
Jeez.
Yes, but Jones has been around for basically the entirety of the wrap-up show, which started in 2020. But we've done it in 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24, now 25. How many of you guys have been with us since day one? And how many of you is this day one that you've been with us? Put in the chat. Like when were you introduced to either John and Jim or the wrap-up show? Today?
Yeah.
2020, for
And whatever you
2020.
do, don't look at our very first wrap-up show.
Oh no, you have to. It's so bad.
It's the worst.
I mean, I've pulled it up before over the years.
Oh my god, you're like, first of all, your video is the mirror isn't on, so it's opposite. So behind you, it like
I
the
don't even
lettering's
get
all
that.
messed up. You're like, welcome to the
Hi.
wrap-up show. I'm John Schaefer. This is Jim Russell. And you're like, your mic sucks, and it's just like,
My mic still sucks. I forget to use the mic half the time.
yeah, you did an interview with Fad the other day, and you like did off your like iPod.
My AirPods, because I forgot to use this. I'm such an idiot.
Yeah, Fad should have been like, hey, moron, get a better mic.
He doesn't know.
Oh, by the way, speaking of Fadden, programming.
Did he ask you?
Note, of course he did. Look out for an episode on Wednesday.
With you and Fadden?
Yes, sir.
Nobody cares, dude. He just had me on last Wednesday.
He texted me. I don't know if he's listening. He texted me today.
He's not listening.
And within 2 seconds, I go, no.
Yeah, like, no, you just had John on last week, you asshole.
I'm like, no. I didn't even read the text. I'm like, no, not happening.
No, make sure to check out that episode with Jim. But first, check out my episode. Why are we promoting his channel?
Because we bring everybody into the circle of.
I agree. He promotes
circle of love.
I agree.
We support.
Who's even doing this anymore?
Me and you,
basically.
Fadden.
Basically. Slot Nate Easy, thank you, man, for the super. He says, what does a good season for Bogarts look like to you, man? That's such a good question. That is a really good question.
If he, the numbers in 2023, those were fake because he was good at the jump and he was amazing at the end when it didn't matter, but everything in the middle, he sucked. So like the numbers looked better than they really were. And I see this all the time. Oh, Bogarts had a really good 2023. No, he didn't. Stop. He did not have.
Did you say Fadden?
Yeah, because I saw in the chat.
Bogarts. Wait, is he here right now?
No, I thought someone just said Fadden. I was looking at it and it just came out of my mouth. Right? Do you agree with me? Bogarts did not have a good year in 2023. Am I wrong?
No, he didn't have a good year in 2023.
Hey,
I watched the entire thing. He had a good month.
Me too. No, he had like the best month of his career.
Yeah,
April, September. His stats to make it look like, better than it was. But what I was going to say is, if he has those same numbers this year, but actually like in like they're impactful numbers, like not just like hollow numbers when it doesn't matter, I think that would be something that's realistic for him, and I would take that right now, and I'd say that's a good season. But they have to be numbers that are, impactful. They can't be wasted, just like empty numbers like they were in 2023.
Yeah, empty numbers is the right word for 2023. I mean, you gotta, I don't know, be impactful. You gotta be impactful. You gotta come through in the clutch. Like, be a clutch hitter. Like, I don't need to see a threshold with, he has to hit 290 or he has to hit this many home runs. Be impactful. Be clutch. Come through.
Yeah.
Don't grind it to double plays constantly.
Like, can you have a year where you hit like 310 with runners in scoring position? That'd be cool.
I would just hit 310.
There you go.
Right.
And what's going to happen. Bogarts is going to start the year off hitting like 350.
Absolutely.
And then by middle of July, he's hitting 256. And you're like, fuck.
100%. Real quick here. I just want to run through. So this is how long people have been watching or listening. Okay.
Yeah, right after the first well, we started on the radio in 2020. So.
And 2021. We didn't start on YouTube until September of 2021.
Why did we go to the station every day in 2021?
And 2020.
Well, 2020,
that was the pandemic. We didn't care.
Nothing was happening. Pandemic. We needed something in our lives. And actually, things felt pretty normal as far as like going to work and everything for us.
Manny McNuggets came to us when I said Ohtani sucked.
That was fun.
Joey, thanks, man, for watching from New York at like 2 a.m.
Right. Joseph's been with us since the 1360 days.
When was that?
I don't
know. Jim and Ben, yeah, soon.
Yeah, peace out, John.
No, for your show on Wednesday.
I know.
I don't even know what I'm pulling up here.
You're just pulling up random stuff.
But let's not be the Padres and not support each other.
Yeah, because the Padres. Yeah, there it is. We support the community. We shout out the other shows, right? John loves to shout out everybody.
I do.
You do, yeah.
I really do.
So we shout out everybody: Ben and Woods, Braden, Scraby, Chris, Tony, and Chris. Us. We have the Fletch Zone. Everybody, Ben, just one big happy family. Like the Padres were like, no one else in this town matters, so F off.
Joseph, man, this is an OG. Yeah, 1360 post-game shows were.
But those were
wild,
were fun. I mean, some of them were really fun. But
we had some great shows.
Yeah, they were fun. During Jim's crappy internet.
How did we do that?
Dude, how the fuck did we do that? Every day it was just like I couldn't like touch anything. I was like, please work internet.
Oh, I know. Your internet was so freaking terrible, dude.
Marty, sorry, Edward. Marty, but Marty doesn't have Marty's on. Marty
doesn't.
Marty has a YouTube channel. She's done some lives.
Okay. Why? Who'd you just shout out? I wasn't listening.
I just shouted out every single radio personality in this town because you like, yeah, you love Ben.
Oh yeah, you shut down a show once, drunk, you moron.
Oh, that was funny.
I was so mad at you.
We love Marty.
The show you did from
DSG. Love DSG. Welcome to welcome in. Yeah, get in here.
Get in
but
here.
No, I mean, Padres are like, stay away. We don't care about anybody else. SDFC.
Scott Kaplan, get in here. Let me give you a hug.
No, okay, that's the one person. No, no, sorry. He called us hacks the other day.
No. I think he might have meant you.
Probably, but he mentioned the local radio hacks in town, plural.
I ran into him recently. He was very complimentary.
That's great. So maybe he was talking about me. I've never met the dude one day in my life, but he
was a very nice guy.
He's like, well, these radio hacks, it's a radio hack move, being mad at what John Seither said. Coming from the biggest radio hack this town's ever seen, but whatever.
He was very nice to me.
That's great. That's great, John. That's great.
Oh, the freaking bird, man. Crickets. What happened to that damn cricket?
What about the freaking cockroach? Remember they had
remember
cockroach?
The cricket would talk for like weeks on end here?
Yes, I remember.
I do love me some Jason Smith.
Dude, Jason Smith and Mike Harmon, they have a good show.
Really good show.
You know who else I like a lot is who's the overnight there at Fox?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Ben Maller.
Oh, yeah.
Ben Maller is really good.
Tough show, dude. Literally doing solo overnights. Holy crap!
But it's not solo. He involves like all of his team.
I know,
but like it's such a good overnight show. Like it's how an overnight show should sound.
Yeah, exactly.
So like if I was like driving cross country or whatever, like that's the type of show I'd want to listen to if I'm like middle of the night.
Like how cool is this? And thank you for your service. Seven Dusted has been watching and listening since 2022 while on deployment to Romania. Like that's the power man on the internet.
Oh, Coach, we didn't bring Coach in. Coach, bring it in. Bring it in.
Oh man.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us, Seven Dusted. Appreciate it, man.
Dude's been listening since 91. Not to us. Oh, the tap water. Fucking tap water, man.
Tap water, dude. Oh my god.
Tap water.
Oh,
I'm still alive.
There you go. I guess I'm an idiot.
Hold on.
I do gotta say, this town does have like so many podcasts. Like, I don't even think a lot of major cities don't even have this many podcasts for one team.
Is that like, confirmed though? Is that anecdotal, or do we have proof?
Like
of that?
This level.
Yeah.
I mean, a
lot.
But like,
but I feel like we're kind of the OG, aren't we? With post game.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, like there's a lot of NFL post games, but like baseball stuff, I don't see a lot of baseball
NFL
stuff.
Post games.
Yeah, it's once a week. I mean, there's NFL stuff everywhere for YouTube, but like baseball wise.
Oh, I see what you're saying. There's a lot of NFL. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good point. How many? No, listen. There's some. Yeah, there's not that many that do like a lot of post games, like 100+ post games. Probably anywhere.
Because they probably know that if you do that, you're a
You get
certified
divorced.
psychopath.
Correct.
And you will get divorced. Yeah.
Correct. Real quick, guys. With the season back, no better time than now to sign up for Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code PODSWRAP. That's PADSWRAP. If you use promo code PODSWRAP at Underdog Fantasy, you're getting a free gimme pick. What does that mean? How about Kevin Durant higher than a half point tomorrow night? I could see it. So you click on Kevin Durant, you get your higher than a half point. You're also getting a 50% deposit match up to $1,000 if you use promo code PODSWRAP. So let's say you want Durant higher than a half point, and let's say you think Luka tomorrow is going to score higher than 28 and a half points. All you got to do there, $10 plays 30. All you got to do is go 1 for 1. Then let's say you add in, Jaden McDaniels with Minnesota. And all of a sudden, 10 pays 60. And you can play across multiple sports, by the way. Major League Baseball returns on Thursday. You can combine NBA with Major League Baseball. You can combine college sports. So, and of course, once you get back into college football and NFL, you can combine NFL as well. So it couldn't be simpler, couldn't be easier. Simple, higher or lower. Simple, easy. Best and easiest place to play fantasy sports. Get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Use promo code PODSWRAP. That's PADSWRAP. You'll get the free gimme pick as well. Baseball's back. Make sure to play along with us at Underdog Fantasy.
Yep. Or you could scan the QR code right there.
Right.
And use our promo code PODSWRAP. Download the Underdog Fantasy app now. Start playing. It's going to be a fun year for Underdog. It gets going for baseball on Thursday. And of course, we also have March Madness. We have the NBA. So you could do some crazy cross sports, Underdog plays here coming up this weekend. So download the Underdog Fantasy app, use our promo code PODSWRAP, and do it right now.
Click that link in the description down below. Did you not mention Darren, you idiot?
Darren's not doing a podcast. Darren, we love Darren. Love Darren, Marty.
Freaking Jim. I'm kidding.
Oh, actually, I think Darren does do a podcast. My bad. So Darren, welcome, Darren. Sorry.
Yes. I want Darren on the wrap-up show as a special guest.
It might be past his bedtime a lot of nights.
And by special guest, I mean he can just host with us.
He'd be like, I'm not hosting this fucking show.
Let me get to this super from JD Gotcha. Thanks, man. He says, did you watch this game? UC San Diego, Michigan?
Of course I did.
Yeah. We were tweeting or texting with Darnay. He says UCSD put up a heck of a fight in the second half against Michigan, even with Tate Jones and Rochlin both fouling out. Their poor start cost them. They got an awful whistle in that game, did they not?
Awful.
They got a horrific whistle. I thought they outplayed Michigan by and large. I thought they
in the second mostly that game, yeah.
Yeah, I thought they kind of deserved to win the game. Like they certainly deserve to be right there. They represented themselves really well. Very good team. Very good team. We saw it day one against San Diego State. So nothing to hang their head over. Really good performance against a good team from UC San Diego.
Yeah, I thought that shot was going in at the end. It was online.
Oh my gosh. The kid scored like 50 points before that shot.
I know. Yeah, I thought they played fantastic. They showed out very well. I hope their head coach doesn't leave. All I can say that.
I know.
I hope.
Eric Olin, he followed up by saying Mackay had a decent look at the end, just a bit long, but Olin seemed fine not using his last timeout. What would Dutcher have done in that situation? Well, you saw with Lamont, he didn't use the timeout. Worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
How about Lamont, man? He's in Sweet 16 again.
Yep. So
his third straight year.
Chad Baker Mazara's in Sweet 16 with Auburn.
Dude, put all those pieces together. It's a good team.
Shit.
We saw it actually.
Yeah, it was a good game. Yeah, we're not going to.
What game were you talking about?
We're talking about UCSD against.
Yeah, it was a good game. It's a good game.
Good game.
I'm laughing at somebody's comments. Did you see real quick before we get out of here with the Mookie Betts thing? He's down like 20 pounds.
Yeah, because he's like sick.
Yeah, like he's like really sick. He like can't eat.
Now, did he travel to Japan?
Yeah. But he's been sick from before Japan, I think. And he like still can't eat. And they don't know what's wrong with him.
Oh, dude.
I hope
he's okay.
He's weighing like 150.
You know what's crazy though, too? Like, take away like put his health on the side, right? Hope he gets better. The Dodgers could be without Mookie Betts for the entire year, and they could still win 100+ games.
Yeah, definitely. Okay,
Like
completely agree.
It's ridiculous. I mean, they just it's like easy. It's like practice for them in Japan against the Cubs. Like no sweat. Win both these games, go home. Like, it's fine. But also too,
Yeah.
like I said on John and Jim, I really am not going to pay much attention to the Dodgers this year because they're just going to win a bunch of games. And the only time I'll pay attention to them is when they're playing the Padres,
Playing the
or
Padres, yeah.
if in September the Padres are somehow a handful of games within reach of the Dodgers for the division. But
Right.
it's like, go win 110 games. I don't care. Like, whatever. I care way more about what the Mets and the Braves and the Giants and the Phillies and the D-backs are doing than anything the Dodgers are doing.
Yeah. No, I agree.
What are you looking at?
Where's Survivor Series going to be, Jim?
Dude, that's a great question, Quan.
What is Survivor Series?
It's a WWE.
No, but I mean, tell me what it, compare it, put it in the sports. Is it the Sweet 16? Is it the first four? Is it the round of 64? Is it the Final Four? Is it the national championship?
It's not the national championship. The national championship is WrestleMania, which is next month.
Okay, what's the second best one they do?
SummerSlam is like a final, going to like the Final Four.
Okay, so Survivor Series is like
but Survivor Series has been around in WWE for a long time, so it is a like staple event for them.
So would it be outside like Petco Park or Snapdragon?
I was thinking, no, it would be inside because it's usually towards the end of the year.
It wouldn't be Oceanside or Sports Arena. Those are not big venues. Viejas?
I think it might be Viejas.
Wow, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think it would be Viejas.
Well, when is it? When is the event, and when would it be announced?
It's not announced yet, but the event would be
this year,
like November.
Okay,
October, November. I think that's when Survivor Series is.
Would that be like a sneaky, interesting like site, like San Diego?
That's a very sneaky, interesting site in San Diego because I can't think of like a venue other than Viejas.
Ballpark Pretzel says Snapdragon.
Well, it's not
been announced, has it?
It's not been announced. And I mean, if you want to do Snapdragon, that'd be cool because you can get damn near 40,000.
35 maybe.
No, you get 40 because you have
with the field. You're right. Yeah,
I just don't know the logistics of that because like weather and if it's
November, it's true. You could have weather. Yeah,
like you're never like I know the WWE is at all costs they do not want to have outside venues. I know they had an outside venue last year for WrestleMania, but like they are making sure that their venues are all inside because dude, you can't predict weather.
Yeah, 100%. It's not predictable even in San Diego. It's true. It's true. Unless it's like July, but yeah, it's true.
Yes, it is Viejas or Pachanga because they've been there a lot. That's where they go for SmackDowns.
Pachanga's like old school.
Yeah.
No, there was not a travel at the end of this game.
It's not a travel.
Not a travel. I don't even think it's arguable.
No. You know how I know it's not a travel? It's because when I watched it in real time, my first thought wasn't it's a travel. It's oh my god, what a crazy shot,
dude! That ending was phenomenal. From the 3 from CSU to the freaking runner from freaking whatever the guy's name is in Maryland, Queen.
It just shows that like the people like Colorado State was a sleepy.
They were really good
pick, like a really good sleeper pick.
They were rolling. And I wouldn't be sleeping if I was a Colorado State fan. The way that game ended, I don't know how much you were watching. I was watching? Okay, they were up 5, dude, with 4 minutes to play with the ball in the backcourt, and they threw it away. And then Maryland hit a 3. Do you remember that? With like 4 minutes left, they threw the ball away in the backcourt for no reason, and then Maryland hit a 3. That was like the game. I would not be sleeping if I was a Colorado State fan.
I know every time there's a buzzer beater or some crazy thing happening, I always think of like, what if this happened to the Aztecs? What would John do?
Oh, I would lose my mind. Dude. Well, yeah. There's been some of those over the years,
but nothing like that heartbreaking.
Well, I'll give you the heartbreaker for me. in my time covering the Aztecs, it was they blew a 9-point lead with 3 minutes to play to Creighton in the NCAA tournament in 2022.
Yeah.
That sucked.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a buzzer beater, to your point. There was no buzzer beater moment.
When's the last time the Aztecs lost off a buzzer beater?
In a regular season game or in a
just like any tournament, regular season? Because I can't remember the last time they lost on a buzzer beater by another team. They've made plenty of buzzer beaters in the last 4 years.
Put that in the chat. That's a great question.
Like how many in the last 5 seasons, dating back to 2020?
No, even before 5 seasons go.
Maybe longer. I can't think of a time that
they lost a game at Colorado State. You remember this, where there's like a phantom foul with like 1 second left? Remember, against like Matt Bradley, or Bradley didn't get a foul? He was like mugged.
Utah State was Utah State. Oh, the game this year.
Oh, you idiot! This year, Utah State. That wasn't at the buzzer though, because then Wayne McKinney had a shot.
Yeah, at the buzzer where time expired, game over. Like when's that happen?
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know the answer to that.
Carlos says wrestling's more interesting than the Padres or college basketball. Well, I could talk wrestling. John has no clue. He thinks like
That's
1, 2, 3 kids.
I can only talk wrestling. The one thing we can talk together is Padres. When we get outside of that topic, we can't have any conversation.
I could talk college basketball, but you are way more versed in college basketball than I am.
No, Jim can talk college basketball. No, you do a good job. Seriously, you do.
But
you do
like in the weeds stuff.
Yeah, I get super in the weeds.
Yeah, you get super in the weeds in college basketball. I can't.
All right. Does John even know who Rey Mystery is? What? I don't know.
It's Rey Mystery. Rey Mysterio, you idiot.
We've talked about him. Who is he?
He's a wrestler. Haven't. He's a wrestler, but he's from San Diego.
Great.
Because his walkout song is Booyaka Booyaka 619 Rey Mysterio. And his specialty move is the 619.
What is it like? I'm going to call my mom.
No, you idiot.
Hey, guys, I'm at the beach.
Oh, Jesus. This is why we never talk wrestling, because John,
I don't know.
No clue. John, what's the main event for WrestleMania this year?
WrestleMania.
I'll give you $1 million if you can give me the
WrestleMania.
No, the main event, John. Who's wrestling in the main event?
Is it at WrestleMania?
Yes.
The Rock versus Triple H.
No, it's not. It's Cody Rhodes against John Cena.
I don't even know who Cody Rhodes is. I don't care. HBBBBV, thank you, man, for the super. He says, will you all be at the Blind Burrow on Friday? Buy me a shot. So are we going to be broadcasting on location when the Padres are at home?
Let me answer that for you. What do you think?
No.
Yeah.
But that's a disservice, dude, because I got a lot of people that are asking me.
Okay, well, go talk to Mary.
No. Oh, wait, someone's showing me a 619 on Twitter. Oh, dang. He like whipped his feet around and kicked some dude.
Mm-hmm.
Is that legal?
I got Style Clash 619. Style Clash. I think that's a wrestling move by AJ Styles. I think. I got John Cena. He should win the title at WrestleMania over Cody. Because if Cena doesn't, then him turning heel meant absolutely nothing. John Cena needs to win the title at WrestleMania.
Do I look like 1, 2, 3 kid?
You know the 1, 2, 3 kid who he became?
619.
No, he became X-Pac. Suck it.
I don't know who that is.
Part of DX. Come on, bro.
All right, let's end it. I'm done.
What's happening? This is
all right.
This is what happens when like this team is just like
that season hasn't even started, dude.
I know.
All right, please subscribe. You're on content. We will be with you all season long.
We're gonna be on location on opening day.
Well, we're gonna be
over our dead bodies.
On location,
which means we're probably gonna be dead.
And we got some special things planned for the season.
Yeah. Just be on the lookout for that.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
And if you want to be the first to know about all this stuff, subscribe. All right. Follow us on X at John Schaefer at Jim Russell SD. Like these videos. All right. Doesn't cost you a penny. Takes 2 seconds. Not even. Appreciate the super chats and the super thanks if you're here on replay. And thank you for those that become members as we get ready for 2025. We will be with you all week long, getting you ready for Padres opening day. Tomorrow, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, beginning at 2 p.m. all the way through, right? All the way through it. So please subscribe. We'll be with you, of course, Thursday night, the first wrap-up show of the regular season. Thursday night, 9:30, the standard start time for the wrap-up show on Thursday night. Please support our partners, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. If you have an insurance need, get in contact with Mark. Click that link in the description down below. He's been with us since day one. Mova Globes, pick them up. Season is here. Get 10% off. Use promo code PWS10. Click the link in the description down below. And again, get a free gimme pick and also a 50% deposit match at Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code PODSWRAP. That's PADSWRAP. See you tomorrow on the radio and on YouTube, John and Jim, beginning at 2 p.m. For Jim, I'm John. What?
I gotta ask you this question.
Okay.
It's the Stone Cold Stunner, and it's not even close.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye. Is that like Mortal Kombat or whatever?